Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another video. So you guys, it's been a skinny minute since I did a budget update, but we're doing one today. Let's jump right in. If you're new to our channel, hey y'all, how y'all doing? My name's Shakema. I'm a single mom. I have 4 children. I have 2 girls, Alana and Shakema. I have 2 boys, Trandon and Jackson. I have a fur dog. Her name is Gracie. I have 4 fur granddogs. That's right. Acro lives at our house while Shakema is in school. Trandon has 3 fur dogs. Well, one has passed on. That was Brownie. And he has Hondo and Snoop. They all live in Florida. But they're moving. They're on the move. Puppy's on the move. Dad's on the move. Everybody's moving. So we are a small family. We noticed that we have a lot of new subscribers. Thank you guys for hanging out with us for a little bit. But we are a small family. And we started doing Dave Ramsey about 12 years ago now. Jackson's 13, and I started when Jackson was about a year old. We were successful in becoming debt-free in 2019, with the exception of our home. We work every baby step with the exception of baby step number 4, which I think is pay off your house. Let me get it right. 3 is 3 to 6 months. 4 is investing. 5 is saving for your kids. 6, baby step 6, I think, is pay off your home. And then baby step 7 is giving. We give on the top half. We say I'm saving for the kids, not for their schooling, but to give them a start in life when they want to leave. After they turn 18, if they want to use it for schooling, they're more than welcome, but I'm not putting it in a college fund specific. Of course, Alana's not in school or not going to college for this year. She's working. She's working full-time. But I'm not doing anything of her stuff now. Sister funnels off of child support in June. This is her last month. So she will actually be doing her own things. And we started her off. She wanted to take a summer dance class. She had to pay for it. And she is working 5 days a week. It alternates which days, but she works 5 days. And so that's helpful. That's very good for her. She is doing a good job. It's totally not enough to be self-sustaining and live on your own, but she lives here at home with me. I take care of the base bills, and she just takes care of her dance class and any type of little spending thing she wants, but we also budget with her as well. Simply because Alana will probably be here for the next 2 to 3 years, maybe 3 or 4, just depending on when she's ready to move out. When she is ready to move out, she's just not there yet. She loves being a kid. She doesn't want to be grown. She doesn't like anything that comes with it. She does well and she understands, but it's just not her thing. She has been totally fine being a kid and lives her best life. Anywho, so we are doing some budget updates. So before I jump into the budget update, I want to talk to you about 3 different things. The first thing is, well, let me just say this. I harp, and yes, I do harp on being debt-free. And I know right now in the economy that we live in, it's a challenge for people to even think about paying their bills. But I've been saying this for a long time. Pay your debt, pay your debt, pay your debt. Do your best you can, do the best you can. Pay a little bit extra where you can, pay a little bit extra, because we knew this time was coming. Not this time specific, but we knew that harder times could be on the horizon for some people, just depending on who you are, what your circumstances or situation is. Some people were married, now they find themselves divorced. Some people had 2 incomes, now they find themselves down to 1 income. So there's a lot of things that are going on. Myself not unscathed. I don't have debt, but I have some issues that have just presented themselves. So I have a membership group, and the membership group, we met on Saturday. We did our budget mid-month meet, and I talked about some things that were unexpected for me that I didn't count on. So the first thing is my mortgage, my homeowner's insurance. So I've been with the same homeowner's insurance company since I moved in this house 6 years ago. We have never had any issues. I've never filed a claim on homeowners. Even when Hurricane Florence came through, our house remained unscathed. We lost a tree. We lost our food. And some people were like, Shakema, you can claim that on your homeowners. I've never made a claim. I just was like, you know what? I don't think it's worth going through all that paperwork. I'm just going to rebuy the food and we're going to move on. Those of us who were in the hurricane zone we did qualify to get emergency food stamps. and they gave us a card with a amount on it, depending on how many people were in our family. So that was, gosh, I don't know, years ago when Florence came through. And then some of you lovelies were very good to us and sent in a Cash App or PayPal to help us restock our fridges. We were out of power in my area for 10 days. Normally, we are the first area to get power back. Not so when that happened. 10 days, everything was out. My son came up. We weren't even here. We moved. We went to some friends inland, and my son came, cleaned out all the refrigerators and freezers, threw away everything. We just lost it all. So we had to do all of that. So even with all of that, we never filed a claim on our homeowners. Well, about 2 months ago, I got an email from my insurance agent saying that the company that I was using, they recommended, my account was recommended to switch companies. They were not having favorable reviews. Something was just up. And so, okay, fine. That's your recommendation. We can move on to a new company, no problem. My agent did tell me in the email, and I've had some phone conversations as well, because I don't be doing stuff over email. This look a little sketchy, Sketchville. I need to know that this is a real thing. So she said, Shakema, if your mortgage company has already paid them for the year, when you get the refund check, you need to send it back to the mortgage because that's for your escrow. So I said, okay, fine, no problem. I'm waiting. I get a letter from the insurance company. They say, we noticed that you canceled your policy, because all of my stuff is together. So my mortgage has my homeowner's insurance. All of my stuff is together. So they said, we noticed that your policy was canceled. We owe you a refund, and we're going to send your refund to the mortgage company, directly to the mortgage company. You don't have to worry about it. So my agent said they're going to send it to me. They sent a letter saying they want to send it to the mortgage company. I called the mortgage company. They have not sent it anywhere. It's not sent. Well, lo and behold, we get another letter from the insurance agent saying that this company has filed for bankruptcy. They're being liquidated and they are dissolved. Well, I was supposed to get my refund. I didn't get a refund. I called back. I said, hey, listen, I've not received anything. They sent a letter saying they were going to send it to the company. I said, it's 45 days after. What's the thing? And she says, they're totally liquidated now, and the state has taken them over. Long story short, my mortgage company had already paid them. They were supposed to refund. They did not, to the sound of $2,000+. So if my mortgage at the end of the year comes up short in my escrow, that $2,000 becomes still my responsibility. Even though the homeowner's insurance people were supposed to do their part, they didn't do their part. And so now the state has taken it over. What I have been told is the state will make sure I get my refund. I'm not going to count on anything these days. What I am going to do is over the next several months, try to pay a little bit extra into escrow as I'm able. And then that way, when the refund comes, I can just deposit that back into my account. I'm not going to continue to sit and wait for them to send it, because I don't want to come up short on my escrow at the end of the year, because I have a new homeowner's insurance and they have already paid that company. So I did get another letter from them saying, we have 2 insurances on your, we don't know which one is which, let us know. So I did all of that. But now they've paid out 2 homeowners. So the first one, that company is now liquid and dissolved. And now I've got to figure out how to make up for it. So again, that's something I didn't plan for. It's something I don't have the money in my emergency fund to take care of. I mean, I could, but it would totally take everything I have out, and I don't want to do that. So what I think I'm going to do is, as I get YouTube income or any type of affiliate income, I'm going to take a portion of that and chunk it to the homeowners, to the escrow, to make up. And like I said, if I get a refund from when I get a refund, speaking those things that be not as though they were, when I get a refund from the state of Florida for that company, then I'll just reallocate those funds back to my savings, because I don't want to run short on my escrow, because that's going to push my mortgage up, and I don't want that. Was it my fault? No, it wasn't. Can I do anything about it? No, I can't. So I'm going to punt, right? It's June. I have July, August, September, October, November, December. I've got 6 months to get up $2,000. I think it's doable as long as I continue to be positive and make the videos and keep. If my income stays where it is on YouTube, I'm able to chunk a couple hundred extra every month and still do my sinking funds. It would be wonderful if my YouTube income went up. That would be perfect, because that would really help. If I have to stop sinking funds for a couple of months, I'll stop. But we're on such a good track. And when things come due, it is so great to have that money already, so you can pay it ahead, right? So I'm not worried about it, and I don't want to worry. I don't want to live my life in worry. So I just do what I know to do, make it work the way it should, and that's how I live. So that's one thing. The second thing, which it kind of just is like, why are we here? Why are we here? So Alana does roll off of child support. Well, their dad got sick with the virus. He was vaccinated. He had his booster shots, all the things, and he got sick. Well, because of the job he does, he was unable, because of the job he does, and I'm not sure, symptoms, whatever. I don't follow the science anymore, just because I've already had it and I move on with my life. And I had time to take off, right? I got sick in September. I was able to take off because I had sick days that I could take off. And I actually got COVID days because I qualified for that. My doctor wrote a note, all the things I had to test, all stuff that. So I didn't even have to use my days. I got those days. Well, he doesn't have that. And so because he doesn't have that, where they take out child support out of his check for the kids, when you don't have a check, there is no support. So God will challenge you, but your faith will be challenged when you come up against things that you never planned for. So I got a very strange message from his wife about the finances and blah, blah, blah. And first of all, ma'am, don't text that. Going back to another thing that I try to talk about on the channel, especially for those of us who want to be wives. We're not married now, but we do desire marriage, and we're not wives, or we might have been married before and we're divorced. There's certain things that wives don't do. You cover your husband. Whatever the issue is, you don't let anybody else know there's an issue. Unless you're being hurt, harmed, yes, tell all of that. If this is not the case, and there's, something financial, whatever, that can be worked out or is going to be worked out, we don't uncover that to people. And like I said, I found out all of that through the text message. So I called him and left him a message. I said, when you get this message, call me, because I don't wish to receive any more of those messages. Well, he called, and I said, listen, we've been in this thing for a long time. I said, and you've been doing well. I do not wish to hear you don't have it, you can't find it, you don't know where it is. That is not the conversation that I want to hear. And I hope that doesn't make me sound heartless, but I don't call anybody and say, I can't pay my mortgage. I can't put groceries in the I can't buy groceries. I can't buy gas. I don't do that. We make it work here the best we can make it work. So we talked, and he was like, no, we're fine. It's good. Don't worry. You're going to have what you have or need or whatever. So honestly, I try my best to live in a place of no stress, no worries, no. I'm not saying things don't come and hit me different. Sometimes they do. This was one of the things. I'm in my no pay months, right? When I get my summer share in June, it's $1,000 less than what I'm used to getting because it's not a paid month. It's money I've taken out along the way and had put in accounts so that I would be able to pay my mortgage, right? In the summer, because I don't have a job. And I'm not going to go out and just find a job because I made arrangements for me to be able to be here and do this as my summer job and to be able to be home with my children. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't want to work. I will work if I need to. But I've set it up over the years so much so that this should work, right? So that was another thing that we didn't plan on. With some of the child support money, I do buy groceries or get extra gas in my car. I do those things because it's necessary for living here. With that not coming in, I don't want to say stuck because that's not the right word, but I am now put in a situation where the $75 that I've saved throughout the year, which I've had to save throughout the year, is now what I have for groceries. That's what I got. I can't spend anymore. There is no more until I know another deposit is coming in. Now, the very last deposit that we got, which was last week, was from when he was working. Now, we're not sure what's going to happen because he hasn't been working for a couple of days. And he said he should be going back to work. But if he doesn't go back to work, then who knows, right? He has to work. He's under court order. This is not Shakema's, right? This is a court order. So anyway, there's a lot happening. And there are things that maybe people don't plan. I didn't plan for this. I didn't plan for him not to work. Although it came at there's no perfect time. But Alana is not going to be on child support. She's working more hours to be able to pay for her things, right? Because I was paying for dance. I was paying for piano and voice. I'm paying for taekwondo. Still going to pay for Jackson's taekwondo. He needs that. It is his thing. It's his exercise. He got to get out and do stuff. I'm going to pay for that. But there may just be some of the extra things. I may not be able to get my nails done. So I was thinking the other day, I was like, man, I just need to get these removed. And then I don't worry about it until I'm able to get my nails done. Then I'm thinking, is there any enjoyment out of what I do for me? And, I do make YouTube money, but now I got to put that towards the escrow. It is what it is. And you make adjustments where you make adjustments. I don't want anybody looking over here saying, oh, Shakema got it all together. Everything is well in her world. It's not. But I'm going to sit down and figure it out. First of all, I'm going to pray. I'm like, Lord, you got to help me because we're in a situation, in a season that God has to come in and do the things, right? I'm not working. He's got to. But I also remember the Lord saying, Shakema, whatever you can do, you did it. But when it's a blessing, like the floors and the house, that's God doing it. I didn't do it. That's God doing it. So now I sit and I wait and I live in faith that God is going to take care of the needs that the kids and I have. He always has. We are not hungry. If you can't tell, I'm looking at my face right now going, oh, Jesus, your face is so round. I'm very well fed. It is what it is. Kids and I are not going to go hungry. The garden is producing some things, or we're able to go out and pull off some things from the garden. So that works out well as well. It just might be a little tighter for the next couple of months. We did have a summer plan that we were going to go and do stuff once a week for the summer. Of course, I was going to use child support money to do all of that. No worries. We'll do something local. We'll do something around. The Lord blessed us with 3 days to be gone on a vacation that we don't have to pay for. That was a blessing. And so we're going to do that. And God is going to, I asked my friend, I said, well, what do I need to bring? She said, just bring your smile and your charger. Everything else is good. So we're going to be fine. I'm not worried. But I don't want people who are in a different situation than I am to continue to feel that pressure. If you don't hear me say anything else, we've got to take care of our finances. You must get to that place where you're taking care of your finances. It's important. There's nothing else that we can do but that, right? We've got to take care of what we have to take care of. And that's just how it is. Now, with all of that being said, let me try to think if there was anything else. There was nothing else. that I needed to say. Those were the two major things that had happened or were happening, because it's a current situation, right? It's not something that is a future thing. This is a now thing. And so with that being said, I am going to show you my budget sheet. Now somewhere it's off because it says I have way more money than what I have in there. And I didn't write something down, something I didn't write down, or a bill I didn't pay, or something I didn't mark on there, but I got to figure that out. Also, I had my recycling bill come up. My recycling bill is once a year. Last year, I remember saying I was going to set up a sinking fund. Forgot to set up the sinking fund. So the last bit of child support that we did get, I actually ended up having to use that to pay for my recycling. Right after that hit, because I did have to take that hit, it was probably about the same amount or just a little bit over what I paid for Taekwondo. So I always have to recoup my Taekwondo money. That's how I justify paying my kids' bill, paying bills. If I say, well, I paid this up front, I'm just getting my money back, right? Of course, I am able, according to the state, to take that money and it's all for their care, right? The mortgage, the lights, all of that is for their care. Gas to take them to this place and that place, it's their care. But in my mind, I'm like, Lord, I want to do right by the kids. So that money went to that. But as soon as I took that hit, I went right to my Capital One 360 and I set up an account. I put $1 in there just so the account would stay open. The other thing that we're going to take a hit for in, I think it's September, July. It might be July or September. I can't remember. Is our yearly spray. They come and they spray the house for the year. And that's $125. It might have went up now. But I remember saying I was going to set up a sinking fund for it last year, and I forgot. So now I'm going to have to eat that too. But I went right to Capital One 360 and I set up a sinking fund for it. And so now the sinking funds are there. The one bill is paid, so I'm starting fresh. And then I haven't paid the other, but I'm going to divide it by whatever the months are, and I'm going to pay it into the sinking fund. So you learn, the dogs are going crazy. You learn by, I don't want to say trial and error, but you learn by writing it down, keeping it forefront in your mind. And sometimes you just have to take those hits where you get them, right? I didn't intend to do that, but I had forgotten, didn't write it down, and then I didn't put in my sinking funds. Well, now it's a sinking fund. And again, like I said, YouTube income helps me to do my sinking funds. I'm so thankful that I have what I have, or what comes in, comes in. Last month was a little bit lighter month than what we're used to. This month, it seems like it's going to be back to where it was. And next month, it looks like it's going to be a good month too. I'm happy. Whatever we can earn is more than we were earning when we weren't earning, right? So that's how I look at it. And I'm thankful. Always be thankful. Okay, let's jump into the numbers. That's what you came here for. You want to see all the things. I hope you make it this far in the video. If you made it this far in the video, give me a thumbs up and say, too much chatting, Shakema, or great story, Shakema. Give me something. I don't know. But right, sometimes you got to work things out. Sometimes you have to talk things out. That's what the membership is for. It's to talk. Some of us are budget committees of one. We have nobody to talk to about our finances because it's just us. And sometimes the ladies will give you a suggestion, or they'll help you think something through. And you're like, oh, right, that makes good sense because I didn't think of it on my own. Anywho, we're going to jump right into this budget. Alrighty, you guys. So here is our budget for the month. Of course, at the top, we have our income categories. All right, my monthly payroll deposit was $3,059.85. So far this month, I've received $728.92 in child support. I got $296 on the 3rd, $216.46 on the 8th, and then $216.46 on the 15th. So there should be one more payment that comes out. It's a little bit over $100, or that should come. Right now, like I said, I haven't seen it. And today is the 20th. Today is the 20th. So I haven't seen it. If we're doing 7 days out from the 15th, that should be the 22nd, which is Wednesday. Usually Wednesdays is the day that child support comes in. So no clue right now, but everything that has come in has totaled up $728.92. That gives us a total income of $3,788.77. With that being said, we scroll down to our income or our expenses, which we have household expenses. I had $977.78 was my mortgage. My heating bill was $97. I've already got next month's bill and it's $127. So it has gone up it's gone up $30 in a month. My water and sewer was $73.84. My cell phone was $70. My internet was $74.99. I don't do any of my sinking funds yet until I have received money from YouTube, and I haven't received that yet. My household miscellaneous, again, that was where I forgot to put in the recycling for the year. That was $179 and some change, so I just rounded it up to $180. That is a true number, but it was for the year. Mr. Jerome, of course, is my lawn care guy. I put in cash, $110. We do 55 every other week or 55 every 2 weeks. If there's a fifth week in the month, he does not come 3 times. He still only comes twice because that's what I can afford and that's what we decide. So yes, some people ask me, why doesn't Jackson do the grass? The grass makes his asthma go crazy. And we just had an appointment, and since he hasn't had any flares, we are trying to decrease some of his medication. But I know as soon as he would go out and try to cut the grass, we would have another issue. So I just paid Mr. Jerome to come and cut it. Moving down into my regular payments, things that come out all the time. My Roth IRA, $75. I've paid 25 of that so far. Amazon Prime, PureFlix, those are sinking funds. And then my Healthways gym, actually that probably should say 54 because my gym came out and Alana's came out. Taekwondo is 169, that came out as well. Moving down, let's see, homeschool curriculum. Now I decided I decided to take out additional homeschool money just so I would be able to cover Jackson for homeschool. We are having some conversations right now about some changes in curriculum for Jackson. Some of the things that I've been looking at, Sunlight is one, Abeka is one. Their curriculums are expensive. I don't know how people can afford it. Right now we use the Alpha and Omega product called Monarch, and that is reasonable. It's within my budget. But those other, Sunlight is teacher heavy and textbook heavy. Abeka, they have teachers, but there aren't a lot of diverse teachers that I've seen in their academy. So I don't want to pay 3 times as much. Moving down, let's talk groceries. $300 was my weekly grocery budgets broken down by the week. $75 was for preps. $12 was for grocery preps because I'd already spent some money in preps. So total was $103. That was for eating out, holidays, and entertainment. I can't remember what we did. Where did we go? It wasn't for the graduation dinner. It might have had something to do with graduation stuff. I took the kids out for the next day. Their dad paid for the graduation meal, and then I took them out to eat the next day for breakfast, all the kids when they were here. Tran and Shamika, Jackson, and Alana. That's what that money was for. So that was for eating out. Because I planned $100 to pay for the graduation meal for myself, Jackson, and Alana, but their dad picked up that. Personal care for my nails and Jackson haircut, I pulled that money out at $60. Of course, remember, I didn't have to spend my money because Shamika got my nails done for Mother's Day, but she waited till she came for the graduation. And Trandon got my toes done for Mother's Day, but waited till he came for the graduation, and they just did it by PayPal. I haven't done my P.O. box as a sinking fund. I did have to buy some supplements this month, which was $50. Travel, entertainment, I haven't put anything there. Miscellaneous savings, I have done. Every time he sent child support, I've taken out their $25. I took out money for Alana this month because this is her last month. So $150 so far in savings. I haven't done anything for Gracie, and there's no prescription needs. Moving down for gas, I did take out cash for gas, $2.50. The other things under their oil change, tire repair, license, registration, that's all sinking funds. Moving down for tithe and offering, 589 has come out thus far. I did go to church for Father's Day for my dad's to surprise him. He didn't know we were coming, so I do have to add a little more money here. And then savings, right now we are not in a savings pattern simply because of everything that has gone on. So I haven't saved any money just yet. And then $31 for business expenses to pay for my Canva and my meeting space, which I haven't done that yet. Now, the thing about this, it says $3,475.61 is what we've totally expensed, and leaving us $313.16. I don't have $313 in my banking account, so I have for sure forgotten to save some money. It's probably this $250. I probably did put money in my savings account and just forgot to write it down, because everything else is paid, with the exception of my gym, which I'm going to go in and put it in right now. Alrighty, you guys, so there it is. Very quick update on the budget sheet. Nothing really has changed, with the exception of I'm still trying to figure out what I forgot to write down, because I'm 100% sure that I forgot to write something down. I just can't remember what it was. But anywho, I want you guys to think about kind of where you are. Write your things down. In the budget group, we did talk about having courageous conversations with your spouse or anybody else that has anything to do with your finances. And sometimes you have to say, listen, we can't afford to eat out every day. Can we do 15 days, right? If there are 30 days in a month and your spouse or you're eating out 30 days, maybe that's not something you can continue. Can we do it every other month? Every other day. Can we eat out 3 days a week and pack 2 days a week? Something. If you're working from home, do you need to do a DoorDash or an Uber Eat? Can you meal prep so that you have leftovers? Prep a little extra so that you have leftovers. Just something that's going to make your financial bottom line a little different than what it looks like right now. Sometimes it is a challenge to make all the ends meet, right? Some people, we've heard people that say they have more month than money. When you have more month than money, you got to figure out where you can get more money from. How can I make more money? Well, I'm going to spend less during the month, right? Does that make sense? Maybe, maybe not. I'm hopeful that it does make sense. I shared those two stories not to gain sympathy or, like some people would say, to dry beg anybody to send me anything. That's never been the thing on this channel. I gotta send Shakema something because she is in a problem. I'm not in a problem. I'm talking out loud and problem solving. I'm strategizing, and I'm asking God, okay, God, how do you want me to handle this? Or how are you gonna handle this, right? So at this point, the miracle hasn't shown up with the check coming through. So I do what I know to do. I do what's natural. I work, I put money aside, I take care of it. Now I could totally take care of the whole 2,000 and the Lord send it at the end of the year. Whenever he decides, it's still going to be a blessing. I think one of the most hurtful things that has ever been said about me is that I was dry begging. I'm just sharing the journey. That is very hurtful to people. To me, maybe not to anybody else, but to me, that was hurtful. But anywho, there it is. This is what we're looking at. This is how things are kind of shaping up for us for the month. And we're what, 20 days in? We still have 10 days to go. God is good. I'm still working on my no spend. I haven't spent money. I've done good. 20 days was my limit of not spending money. And I'm close. I've spent some money, but I'm close to those days. I don't count my groceries. I'm just talking about randomized trips. I haven't really spent any money on randomized trips, but I've spent some things. But anywho, there it is. We do want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you have had any unexpected things pop up, leave us a comment below on how you took care of it. Maybe it'll help us, give us some ideas over here. My kids and I are fine. We are healthy. We are well. Our mental health is well. Our spiritual health is well. God has not forgotten about us. His arm is not too short. It has not lost its power. He is still sitting on the throne, and we are still in the palm of his hands. I believe that 100%. You can't tell me otherwise. So please, 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 nobody think that the kids and I are sitting over here, woe is me, you know, falling apart, trying to figure out how life is going to happen. We are good. Our house is good. The mortgage is paid. Nothing is wrong here. All is well. We do have that small challenge that we have to overcome. No different than anybody else having their challenges. We just share ours with you. So anywho, again, there it is. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you like the video, thumb it up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye now.